Hello, hello, lovely Love Advice TV community. Coach Adrian here, back at it for another YouTube Live for you this Friday. And it's been a few weeks since we've seen each other in this way through this platform. And I'm really excited to be able to reconnect with you. I had internet issues the last time that I tried to do a YouTube Live, and hopefully my issues are now sorted and I can share some of my latest research findings with you and some of the things that I've been discussing with clients in private coaching sessions this week. So hello to Seattle Girl, and hello to Richie, and to Lena and Nate, and Rigid, and all of you guys who are connecting today from Greece and from everywhere around the world. As always, it's my pleasure to be able to interact with you guys, to answer your questions, and to discuss some of the things that I've been talking about to clients this week. And today I wanted to talk to you about ways to find yourself again after a breakup. And I also wanted to talk about quality interactions with your ex, because I feel that the two topics are linked. And I was coaching a young lady in Germany that I'm still working with, who asked me to specifically do a YouTube Live on this topic. She felt that this is something that would benefit a lot of people, and so here we are. So hello to Lonely from Mexico, and Christina from Romania, and Mike from Chicago. So the way that this usually works is I try to address a topic, give you knowledge on a specific element of a breakup recovery, and then towards the end, I answer some questions. So this is the format that we're going to follow today. If I'm not answering your questions right away, don't despair. At the end, I'll let you know when it's time to ask, and I'll do my utmost to provide you with an answer. So the two topics that I want to talk to you about today is, one, ways to find yourself again after a breakup, and two, how to achieve quality interactions with your ex. And I'm going to talk about those two topics together. I've been talking about those two topics together this week in coaching sessions, and last week also, because I find that way too many people try to achieve meaningful progress or have quality interactions with their ex right after a breakup, right away. You want a quick fix, you want immediate results, you understand what went wrong, and you want to convey it to your ex, or you expect to have the same level of connection and interaction and chemistry that you did throughout the relationship, sometimes even at the height of your relationship. And it leads to setback, and there's usually you don't have quality interactions, and you keep reaching out, and quantity does not make up for quality. On the contrary, you start to push, the less your partner is going to value you, because you're going to come off as desperate, right? So, how can you achieve quality interactions with your ex? Well, it starts with finding yourself again, and what makes you unique, and what makes you who you are. And when we talk about ways to find yourself, the first step is always to understand that it is the only way to rebuild a healthy relationship. So we're going beyond just having quality interactions with your significant other. If you're tuned in, it's because you want to rebuild a healthy relationship. If you do not find yourself, your authentic, higher, better self, you will not be able to build a new and healthy relationship, right? Because if the breakup happens, probably usually means that both people have a lot to work on, including you. And people have a tendency of coasting, of taking their partner for granted, taking themselves for granted. Oftentimes, that is what leads to breakups. So the first step to find yourself is to make sure that you understand that it is the only way to rebuild a healthy relationship. No quick fixes here. Number two is you have to be focused on gratitude, right? Gratitude is the key to being able to maximize your attraction power, but also to get the most out of what you have to offer. And I wanted to share this quote by Melody Beattie. Melody BT, who says gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I love that. And it is exactly aligned with our philosophy and why I feel that it is essential for you guys to try to nurture and cultivate gratitude, especially at this time when you are so vulnerable. Okay? And all of this will tie to quality interactions with your ex. Bear with me. But now I'm just trying to talk to you about, again, how to find yourself. And if you want more, if you want to learn more about gratitude, you can check out our masterclass, or you can just buy this book also, Melody BT, Codependent No More. Number three is ultimately you have to identify your core values. We're talking about finding yourself again here, right? So what are your core values? You have to find or to seek to find a new beginning, going back to your authentic self, right? Reconnect with what makes you who you are. Who were you before this relationship? What did you enjoy doing? Who did you hang out with? Who have you kind of fallen out of touch with? All of those things can really, really help you regain your attraction power quickly and sustainably after a breakup. So going beyond just being in a mindset of gratitude, I want you guys to also make sure that you go back to being your authentic self, not this vulnerable, weak, desperate person that you sometimes can turn into. Okay, that is not who you are. That is definitely not who attracted your significant other to begin with. Okay, if you guys are with me, let me know. Give me like this video or say yes. Just to make sure that you guys are still engaging and that you are following, please. So number 4 is that, again, in the same mindset of cultivating gratitude and seeking a new beginning, when identifying your core values, you have to really choose to see this breakup as an opportunity for a new beginning. And an opportunity for a new beginning, obviously with your ex, with your significant other. And if you are, a lot of times clients have a very hard time with that because they associate a new beginning with letting go, with moving on. And that is not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is a new beginning in order to reattract the one you love. So you have to bring new energies and do new activities and stretch your comfort zone and basically seek to create new memories in order for your significant other to start to see the positive side of what you have to offer. And I don't care even if you're not on speaking terms at this point, all of this we're doing for you, not to showcase anything to your significant other. And last but not least, you have to focus on the process, not the end goal of getting back with the one you love, but the process, taking it one day at a time, right? The process of personal transformation and not the end result of getting back together. Because if you focus on the end result, you're really every day is gonna be overwhelming. But if you focus on the process, every day you will get to celebrate small victories. And that is how ultimately you will find yourself and you will position yourself in a way where you can be attractive to your significant other. Of course, all of this takes patience, right? But once you've found yourself again, then it is possible to have quality interactions with the person that you love, right? You're not putting them on a pedestal. You're not seeking their validation because you have found a true sense of peace. And because you are being your authentic self, you're no longer seeking their approval of sorts. And unfortunately, most of you after a breakup are full of remorse and full of regret, think that this is the only person that you can be happy with, right? And so you treat them as such when all that they want is to get away from you and they need space. And until and unless you have regained that sense of confidence and well-being, and you've been able to find that sense of peace, found yourself again, can you really truly have meaningful quality interactions with your significant other. So stop trying to win them back, right? And instead focus on positioning yourself in a way where they have to win you back. Okay? Don't act like you have something to prove to them. When you act like you have something to prove, like you're trying to prove your change, a lot of times the interactions won't have much quality to them, really, because you're putting them on a pedestal. Okay? Instead, like we talked about, focus on being authentically you. Okay? And ultimately, in order to have quality interactions, it's easier to play on your quality traits and attributes rather than on trying to impress your ex based on things that they enjoy or things that are meaningful to them. Okay? And ultimately, it's about an organic connection, being the person that inspired them. You know, you've done it once, you can do it again. But it starts with finding yourself, being patient, and letting this process happen organically. And so this was a little bit of background as to just the preview of the things that I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks with clients and coaching sessions. Obviously, every situation is unique, but when it comes to mindset, I think that a lot of these things apply, and I think that you guys can get really move your breakup process in the right direction if you follow some of these tips and advice that we've discussed here. So I know a lot of you have a lot of questions, and as promised, I'm going to do my best. Let's be respectful, the chat here, and fire away so that I can try to give you a little bit of insights and advice. Okay. Lauren Michelle says, what if I got mad and blocked him? So, Lauren, we all do things out of anger or despair or negativity that we then, tend to regret. And I think that it depends why you blocked him. If you blocked him out of resentment because he didn't want to be with you, or or if you blocked him because he said some things that crossed certain boundaries, if you felt that he wasn't being respectful of you, it's a different situation. If it came from a place of ego, anger, then it's not a good thing, and it will be okay for you to unblock him in order to kind of move forward and for you guys to reconnect. If you blocked him because certain boundaries had been crossed, right? Then it's a different situation altogether. I would advise you that perhaps this person isn't the right person for you. But a lot of times, if you're saying that this person wouldn't respond to you, then you were putting him on a pedestal, and you weren't doing yourself any. Again, find yourself, take a step back, be patient, go through this video, the process that we've discussed here, and you'll see that he will do the work to try to reconnect with you. Can I keep stories during no contact? Sure. Yeah, you can. You can. No contact just means most of the time, for most situations, not reaching out directly or trying to seek the other person's attention or validation. If you're doing stories for yourself, that's fine. If you're showing that you're moving forward, that you're happy, that you're in a good place, that you're genuinely doing things that can make you be more at peace, I'm all for it. Okay? David says, can I get my ex back if we broke up 1 year ago, but she has a boyfriend? Complicated situation. It's about what happened during that time. But if she's been with a boyfriend for 1 year, depending on how long you guys were together, it may be an uphill battle. But again, I've seen people get back together after multiple years. Myself, I was separated from my college girlfriend for 1.5 years before we got back together. We both dated other people. So it's not impossible. Okay? Okay. So Nick says, I told my ex that we should be friends, and he said that I should not say that. What does that mean? Well, that's quite unusual. Usually, it's the other way around. Usually, the ex or the person breaking up says, hey, we can't stay friends. And usually people are so hurt that they say no. So if he doesn't see you as a friend, then it's probably a positive thing because he. And so, as long as you're not being desperate and chasing after them, if you are putting yourself back out there, being social, showcasing what the best of what you have to offer, I believe that this person will chase you very quickly. Okay. Okay. I drive trucks, and new partner won't let me talk to him about our kids. What can I do, Mike? I'm really sorry to hear about that. It seems like your ex is in a very controlling relationship, and ultimately, you have to be strong and make sure that you try to establish a connection with your significant other only when necessary, only when you feel that there's something that needs to be discussed linked to the kids. And you always have to make it about the kids consistently. Talk about co-parenting, talk about making sure that you pull in the same direction for the betterment of your children. Sooner or later, your ex is not that relationship is unsustainable. People cannot be fulfilled and happy when they feel controlled like this. Okay, very good question from Amanda and Miranda, who says, "Hey, Coach Adrian, why do I feel like no contact is going to keep us from reconciling? He hasn't reached out, and we've been broken up for 9 months, and then the rest disappeared because he said we'll know when time is right to reconcile, but how?" So, Amanda and Miranda, amazing question. A lot of people associate basically no contact with this idea of pushing your ex away into someone else's arms or out of your life. And you're in denial. Basically, you are in denial because you're acting as if you are still together and you are afraid to lose them. When in reality, the breakup has already happened. You are no longer together, right? And so the sooner you accept that you're no longer together, the easier it will be to position yourself in a way where you're most attractive and where they have to fight for you. Ultimately, um, you have to break up from the breakup, and if once you're able to do that, good things tend to happen as a result, because you're no longer seeking their validation. And yes, sometimes it can feel like your lives have completely drifted apart. But if the relationship was strong, if you guys were together for a while, it'll just take one interaction for you guys to really reconnect in a powerful way. If what you have to offer is real, and if you are being that authentic, better self, the person that they fell in love to begin with, it's this notion of having lost you and them and you being a challenge again that will really help rebuild a healthy relationship moving forward. And no contact is a way, is a tool for you to basically maximize your attraction power. That's what it's used for, right? So don't despair if it means sometimes with an ex for some time. Hillary Wan says, "My husband told me he isn't in love with me anymore. He told me to go date other people, and that's okay. He's letting me go and seeing me with someone else." So obviously, if we were to do a coaching session, I could explain to you exactly why your husband is telling you this. But from experience, I know for a fact that we tend to take things, what we have, for granted, and we overvalue what we've lost. And so, in theory, your husband wants you to be happy and to meet someone else, so you leave him alone, and so that he doesn't have to deal with the drama, and so that he thinks that you will take your problems away from him. But the reality of it is that he will start to value you truly and what you have to offer only once you're completely gone. And right now, he can say this because he has too much power, too much control. He knows that you desperately. Sorry, I know that there's a lot of neediness and a lot of you putting him on a pedestal that has happened lately and perhaps for a long time, because that's usually, it's a sign that you've lost complete control of the power struggle. And it doesn't mean that you can't reset it. You surely can do that, but it takes time, and you have to give him exactly what he says he wants to show him that you don't need him to be happy. Okay. Um, I'm going to try to answer one more question here. Okay, so Days Off says, my ex broke up with me a couple of days ago. She said she doesn't want to give this up. She needs space. She said we need a pause, and she'll text me when she's ready. Is it guaranteed? There's no guarantees in life. So nothing is guaranteed. Ultimately, this person is trying to have you be available and stay. They want the best of both worlds, and that's not okay. And the best way to show them that is to not be too available when they reach out to you again, right? This person is going to come test the waters to see if you're still available, if you're weak and just ready to jump back into a relationship. They're probably going to wean off of this relationship, and either after you guys have some intimacy, or after they just find that you're still infatuated with them, they will start to slowly you'll slowly start to back away. So you have to show to this person that there are consequences when this person could have lost you, and that you are actually moving forward with your life. I think that is the way forward. Don't just sit there and wait for them to reconnect, and definitely don't chase. Okay, and they need to work hard to win you back, and on your terms, right? On your terms. I think that it's an amazing opportunity for you to reset the relationship in the way that in your image. So thank you guys for the positive, warm thoughts. As always, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for the kind words, Layla, Y, and all of you. I will be here again next Friday for another YouTube Live. I think we are going to switch the format back soon, so to our more traditional videos, because this has been fun. But this was all we were supposed to only do this for the summer, and we extended it a little bit more. But I really enjoy this live interaction with you, because I know that some of you cannot afford coaching sessions, and it's great just to be able to interact with you guys, to understand what you're struggling with, and to provide you with a glimpse of what coaching sessions are like, and also what's on my mind this week. All right. So thank you, Edu. Thank you to all of you, and I hope to see you guys next Friday, a week from today, same time, same place. Take good care. Keep fighting the good fight, and see you soon.